Howdy y'all. So as you guys can see, we are in Austin, Texas right now, the mecca of great barbecue in America, and I had the pleasure to try some of the best barbecue I ever had in my life here in this city of Austin. So yeah, in this video I'm gonna compile the list of some of the top spots that I've been to and show you guys what I think about Austin, Texas's barbecue. So let's go try some barbecue. I want to preface this video by saying, by no means am I saying that these are absolutely the best. These are just a few places that I've been, and I'm just gonna rank them from my experience. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first spot on my list was Interstellar BBQ. They're rated this year in 2022 the best barbecue in Austin by Texas Monthly, which is a very reputable ranking and magazine for Texas barbecue, and I could see why they voted them #1 because this was my favorite barbecue spot when I visited Austin. Everything they did here was great, from their brisket to their ribs, but they also had a standout item here, which were the peach tea honey glazed pork belly burnt ends. These were just amazing. The crunch on them, the texture, it was one of the best things I've eaten. Sweet, tangy, it was so good. And John, the owner creator, was just a great host. You could tell he loves his business. And yeah, from everything from the brisket, which has to be good, to the sides, ooh, the mac and cheese was just so smoky and delicious. To the dessert, we had the banana cream pie tres leches mousse. Ooh, this was so good. It tasted like a banana pie in a creme brulee format. It was amazing. So yeah, from everything to the service, the barbecue, the sides, and dessert, it was just a great, amazing, old-fashioned barbecue experience. And yeah, I love this place. #2 on my list is a tough one because there's so much great barbecue in Austin. You know, everybody talks about Franklin's, Terry Black's, and don't worry, they did make this list, but #2, I will have to give it to La Barbecue. The brisket they had here was amazing. It was smoked to perfection, had a nice bend to it. It wasn't too soft where it just tore apart. It was just perfect tenderness, softness. It had a nice thin bark on it, a lot of flavor. The ribs here also were a standout. Really like the ribs here. It was a memorable experience. It was a little bit different. The interior had a little spice to it, had like a new school feel. Yeah, but other than the meats, the sides didn't surprise me too much. So I'll definitely say it was probably my favorite brisket I had in Austin was at La Barbecue. And yeah, they had long lines here. It's probably one of the most popular barbecue spots in Austin right now. It's very hyped, so this definitely made my list. So #3 on my list is a unique one, and I put it #3 because of their unique experience. This wasn't just a regular brick and mortar barbecue shop. This was a barbecue food truck called Leroy and Lewis. They put a nice little twist and spin on their barbecue experience here. It was a little bit of a fusion spot. There's a lot of flavors here, but I got the beef cheeks here, which were super tender. Tasted like brisket with the smokiness and the bark, but it was just super tender because it was beef cheeks. And they had great sides here, and I just liked the experience in general. Overall, a lot of the barbecue spots you might have to queue up, get in line for the barbecue, but it was pretty smooth here. It wasn't that long of a wait, and there was other food trucks around to get, you know, other dishes and sides from. But yeah, I just liked the dishes I got. They give you it in small portions, so you get to try a little bit of everything. You can even get sandwiches here, and it was at an affordable price. It was probably the cheapest I spent on barbecue here to just get a little taste. So if you guys want to get your feet wet, try a little bit of a Austin barbecue, don't want to break the bank, don't want to wait in a huge line, don't want to make it a huge event, you guys could get a quick barbecue fix here. And yeah, their chimichurri sauce was no joke. Man, that added so much flavor to the barbecue. It's 3-dimensional. Whew, man, I'm getting hungry just talking about it. Guys, so a quick aside, as you guys can see, it's very hot here in Texas. We're actually in a heat wave in Austin right now, and yeah, so these shirts right here, They're called cut shirt. They're nice and fitted, very minimalistic feel. And guys, I've been sweating in these, and whew, it holds up, you know, my sweat very well. Nice air wicking material, and I wouldn't recommend you guys something that I don't absolutely love, and I love these shirts. So if you guys want to check them out, you'll also be helping me. I'll have a discount code. It's called DVW10, so you guys get 10% off of Cuts gear. And like I said, you guys be the judge of it. Fits very nice, and yeah guys, DVW10. Alright, so on to our next spot. This is a toss-up. Terry Black's and Franklin's are probably two of the most popular barbecue spots in Austin. So it's gonna be hard to place these on our next two, but I think I'll have to go with Terry Black's just because of the overall experience. It was convenient. They smoke their barbecue 24 hours, so you don't really have to worry about running out of the main items, the brisket. There was a little bit of a line, but I came on a weekday around noontime and they still had a good amount of barbecue. Their sides were great too. All the barbecue was great. You know, any barbecue you kind of get in Austin, Texas is gonna be above average, but just compared to the other spots, I felt like the brisket might have been a little bit too soft. It just fell apart. There wasn't a nice bend to it. It was on the salty side, which some people like, some people don't, but overall had a great drink here, had great sides and great barbecue. I put it on my number 4. So if you guys are just going to Austin to visit and you want to have typical Texas barbecue experience, I think Terry Black's checks all the boxes. So moving on to our last, which is Franklin's for me. Same as Terry Black's, the barbecue was great, standard for great Austin, Texas barbecue. All the meats were great there. The sides weren't memorable here. I actually didn't like the sides too much here, but the big downside negative is that there's always a long wait here. I waited about 2 hours to get my barbecue, and I was very satisfied when I got the barbecue. It also had a great dessert here. The banana cream pie was amazing. I think that was the highlight here for me. But yeah, all in all, great barbecue, great vibes. I also very much enjoyed Franklin. So I'm gonna add a bonus. Guys, I implore you, if you guys are in Austin and you guys have some gas money to spare, you have a huge party, I recommend you guys visit Hayes Barbecue. It's actually in San Marcos, about 30-minute drive out, but this spot is amazing. It's huge, so you don't have to worry about getting your barbecue, getting a table. If you guys are here in a big group and you guys want to throw a barbecue party, I recommend going here because the space is huge. Perfect place to throw a party. And the one thing I got here that I'll probably remember for the rest of my life was the honey sriracha glazed pork belly. Mwah, that was so good. It was probably like top 10 things I've eaten. I would go back just for that pork belly burnt end alone. It was sweet, spicy, had that nice crispy bark on it, and it was just so tender throughout, juicy. That was so good. Stole the show. But yeah, they also do everything great here. All the sides were amazing. The macaroni. Out of all the places I've been to, I feel like they had the widest array of items on the menu, from the sides to all the meats. I had turkey breast here, pork chop, pork ribs, brisket, everything. So if you guys, have a big appetite, want to try a little bit of everything, recommend you go to Hayes Barbecue. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. These are my thoughts on my experience in Austin, my top 5 standouts of Austin barbecue. So yeah guys, if you guys have been to Austin, had some great barbecue, drop your recommendations down below, and there's places I haven't visited and maybe I'll have to make a part 2. So yeah guys, please like this video and subscribe for more DVW content. Deuces.